Hey you guys, it's your girl Beauty by CD. Welcome back to my station. So today I'm going to show you how I do box braids with alopecia. So here I am exposing my little secret where I have a little bit of alopecia going on, and I want to show you that you can achieve box braids with alopecia. So if you guys want to see how I get this look, stay tuned. Alright, so here's my braiding pattern. I'm going to go ahead and braid all my cornrows going straight to the back. And I'm going to do this throughout the whole entire head. I'm using a little bit of braiding here so that the braids stay in place and are not super bulky. And I'm going to continue braiding throughout the head. I'll probably have about 8 braids. Now I'm so surprised that I can get these braids going on by myself, but I had no one else to braid my hair, so you gotta make do with whatever you gotta do. So the way I'm braiding my hair is I am braiding everything going back, and when I get to the back, I kind of connect them together with the other braid. So now I'm parting my hair in the middle because in my mind I'm thinking if I'm gonna have these braids, I may want to have a part in the middle. So I want to make sure I prepare and add a part in the middle so that the braids fall in the same direction that I want them to fall. And your braids don't have to be super, super tiny, you guys. You can make some big, big braids. As long as you get them, I say pretty neat and, pretty secure, you can just have all your braids going back. I'm also going to be using a crochet method and a sew-in method. Because I'm a weaveologist, I found a different way to attach my braids so that I can have minimum tension on my braids. Now, the traditional way of doing crochet braids or box braids is that you go to the salon, preferably African salon, and you get your hair braided for like 10 or 12 hours. That's your whole day. But with this type of technique, the braids are already braided for you, and all you have to do is add the braids into your own hair in a crochet method. But I've done one better. I found a way to go ahead and just sew it down like a sew-in. So you'll get to see that method in just a few minutes. But I want to show you guys that if you have some alopecia, there's a way to kind of disguise it and also not have tension, because the traditional way of doing braids gives you a lot of tension and pulling, especially when it's done and you pull them up in a ponytail. You don't want any extra breakage if you already have troubled edges. You don't want to add to that. Alright, you guys, so my braiding pattern is pretty much done. I'm going to sew whatever braids are down in the back and just kind of get that going with a little bit of needle and thread. And I'm going to show you how the back is going to look when I'm done. This is how the back's going to look. I went back in and I just added some more braids at the bottom, which you guys don't see. Alright, so here is how I'm going to bridge the gap between my alopecia and, having a lot of edges on the side, and getting some braids attached there. So I'm taking a weave net, and I'm adding a small little piece to the end of this braid, as you see, and I'm sewing it down. I'm going to leverage the other braid and sew it up top with it. I also kind of sprayed my little alopecia area because I have hair like right at the edge, and then behind it the hair kind of goes really thin, and because I've been doing so much with my hair, I haven't been taking care of it. I was rocking wigs and kind of just snatching them off, which caused more breakage, but I'll be in the process of regrowing my hair. So back to the mesh system. So I'm adding the mesh system to kind of bridge the gap between my hair and the braids. So with the pack here, you'll see that I'm going to take the hair and I'm going to sew it directly onto my cornrow. Yes, that's correct. I'm sewing it onto my cornrow so that way it doesn't have tension. And because the braid is already braided for you, there is no tension. All you're doing is like laying it down and sewing it on there as if it was a track. And I'm going to do that on the other side and throughout some areas of my hair. And I have to tell you that I kind of like this technique because it was very quick. I was adding the braids one by one, and before you knew it, I had 5, 10, 15, 20 braids added within an hour. Very, very quick. And in the back, I did the same thing because I also didn't want tension back there. I continue to go up and sew. And even though I don't see it, I'm feeling you guys. So it made it very easy to go ahead and sew my hair. It wasn't a big problem at all. So as you can see, I continue to sew on my braids. I really did the sewing part for a lot of um, the areas in my hair. It really went so fast. I felt so comfortable doing it that I didn't mind. And let me tell you, it's very light. You almost don't feel the hair being added on. And when you lift up the braids, there's no tension whatsoever. This is the perfect technique for anyone who has like thinning, fragile hair. You'll love this technique. I'm giving you a closer look here as to how I do it. And I'm just kind of showing up. So I decided to go back to the traditional way of adding the braids, and I have about 4 or 5, I think I have 6 packs of Janet Collection Havana small box braid here. I have the colors of, that's a 30 that you see right there. Then I have a 27. Then I have a 1B with a little bit of 33 in it. So I kind of had a lot of variety just to kind of give my hair a little bit of color. And in the front, I'm going to crochet some of the hair, as you see. You have to kind of put it through the loop and pull the whole entire braid through a little peephole. And here's another one. You pull it through the braid, take the tail, and pull it through the peephole again. So you're going to do that throughout your head. You can do this throughout your entire head, but I decided to do some crochet style and some sew-in style. So I have a variety going on. All right, you guys, so as you can see, for like the very, very edge of my hair where it's fragile, I went ahead and I went back into the sewing method where I just sewed it. You really can't tell that it's sewn. No one even knew. Everyone thought I spent hours and hours and hours upon hours of just like braiding my hair, and I didn't. This is a style that looks like you've spent hours in the salon, but it really isn't. At maximum, I probably spent 2.5, 3 hours, but because I had to record this, it might have been a little longer, but on a client, it probably would take me no longer than an hour. It's very convenient, very, very neat, very pretty. You get that same traditional goddess look that you would get from like the African shop, but within an hour or two versus 10 hours. Cost-wise is about the same. I had about 6 packs of hair, went back and got 2 more packs. So in essence, you'll pay maybe $100 to get your braids done, plus $100 for the hair, and it's just paying for convenience, and why not? And just to kind of doll it up, I just went ahead and I did my little baby hairs so that way I can make it look a little more stylistic. And the beauty about this is whatever hairs that come out you can use for your baby hairs and it'll stay down. It kind of adds to your look. It doesn't take away from your look. It doesn't make it look like it's old. I did have to do this every day in the mornings, but it was fine because it really made it good. Now, if you see on the sides, you can't even tell that I had some alopecia there because it's very hidden. That bridge technique that I did and the sewing technique that I did really just kind of painted an illusion that I had some edges where you guys saw I was clearly missing some, but that's okay. That's between you and I. Here's a closer look at my baby hairs with the braids, and again, you don't see any difference. It looks like I have a full head of hair and I was able to achieve this style. Here's the finished look of the back. And this is just me taking selfies, and I did a fabulous bun. Again, it's all very traditional looking, but it's a crochet technique and no one ever would know. And to take it out is even easier, you guys. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Beauty by CD. Thank you guys for watching.